as a college coach these days, the versatility in recruiting has got to be on a level that it's never been before. Before you had to kind of massage your numbers because you might have a guy transfer. And now the likelihood of transfer is even greater. The transfer portal has become more prevalent. Pretty soon it's going to be an open transfer with no sit out. And so coaches have to be mindful of recruiting their own rosters. They have to be mindful of recruiting the transfer portal. They have to be mindful of guys of theirs who might jump to the pros. Just so many things to take into the equation, which brings us to the discussion of the guys that Michigan got from the portal. I mean, think about the consideration there, Josh. Are these guys going to be eligible in 2020? If they are, then that creates openings in the 2021 class for recruiting, right? If they aren't, then they take up scholarships in the 2021 class, which is making people ask, what's the latest as far as these waivers are concerned?
Yeah, and I want to preface this next bit with the fact that they have yet to be officially announced by the program. They're still going through the admission process, so that's still kind of getting figured out. However, and I posted on the site yesterday that both of them are currently working through the waiver process. Chaundee Brown has submitted his waiver. Eastern is still working on submitting it. They're working on their arguments and things like that. Both are optimistic about their chances of having their waiver approved. I don't know for a fact I don't know what their arguments are, so I can't really say, in my opinion, whether their feeling is good. But you have to kind of go with what they're thinking in terms of them feeling pretty good about being eligible. And Brown said he'd heard, because I spoke to Brown earlier, and he said that he's hoping to hear back soon. So I don't know what that timeline looks like. Again, still, both of these guys haven't been officially announced by Michigan yet, so this process is going extremely slow, and as it's expected to be considering the circumstances. But again, both are feeling very optimistic in terms of their waiver applications for this year.
One of the, and I don't know what Nojel Eastern's what the premise is for his waiver, but Chaundee Brown's I do. And one of the interesting things is, as this process goes, let's say they were to be denied, there is an appeal process to it. And one of the things that I was wondering if they were going to do, and they would be wise to do if they were not to receive these waivers, is to consult a guy named Tom Mars. Now, Tom Mars was the one that was behind Shea Patterson's waiver, right? And has helped countless guys get their waivers. He was representing. There was one more football prospect that he was just involved with here recently in this cycle. I can't remember which one it was, but I do know that he backed out of representing that guy because he has a role now with the NCAA, with the major. I can't remember what the name of the committee that he's on. I don't know what the name of it, title of it is, but he backed out of representing guys because he knew he was going to be receiving one of those cases based on his affiliation with the NCAA in the near future. What that does not preclude him from doing is consulting. So if a guy has a case that he wants looked over and he wants to know how to make it viable, or how to beef it up, what you need to do to get it to pass the sniff test, he's the guy that you can go to get that done, and is especially partial and willing to do that with Michigan guys. So it will be interesting to see what happens with Chaundee Brown, if he even needs to do that. But should that need arise, he only has to make a call.